From the absolutely incredible matches to the good story moments, it's actually safe to say to me that NXT No Mercy was way better than Bash in Berlin. It was one of my favorite PLEs of the year so far, so let's talk about it. First off, I want to say I've not watched a full NXT TV show, or even just NXT in general, since like 2015 when Sami Zayn was one of the top stars in NXT, dude. And I have to say, this specific pay-per-view or PLE was awesome. The match quality, the athleticism, the character work people were doing in ring, like, this was way better than Bash at Berlin in my opinion, because that was honestly mid. It was better than like Clash at the Castle and Elimination Chamber and all that stuff. Obviously it's not WrestleMania 40 or SummerSlam, but those are like, that's not fair to compare. But this, for what it was very, very good, and just in general it was a very good PLE. Starting off with the first match, which was Axiom and Nathan Frazier versus Chase U and Ridge, whatever the dude's name was. This match was absolutely masterful. The high-flying maneuvers, the counters, the false finishes, dude. Shawn Michaels, I think, books NXT or all of it or most of it, whatever. This dude knows how to book matches because obviously he's like the greatest in-ring wrestling performer I've ever seen in my life. So obviously he's going to do this, but this match was great, man. The high-flying maneuvers. You know, you had the stuff with Axiom where he was jumping off the top rope, getting superplexed, the power bombs, the power bomb onto the you know, the knee, the code breaker to the back, like the backbreaker. It was absurd. In Nathan Frazier's movement, the fact that these dudes have infinite stamina, it seems, and so much energy. Every move was bouncy, it was vibrant, the selling was good. And then after the match, Ridge turned on Chase U or whatever the dude's name was. I don't really care about that because I don't watch NXT programming, but I watched this PLE. This match was one of the best tag matches I've seen in the last year. Next was Wesley, who I've heard of, and then he was fighting against Zachary Wentz, who I've never heard of in my life, some dude from TNA. This match was great, dude. You had Canadian destroyers happening off of the apron and on the outside. You had people getting put up against barricades. You had Wesley doing like a move where he basically jumped off the top of the ring onto the outside on the ground and like stomped on Zachary. This match was great, dude. The choreography, again, the high-flying maneuvers, this whole NXT was insane. I'll talk about this in a second with Kalani Jordan's match, but the high-flying, the athleticism, and the different types of moves that these wrestlers are capable of pulling off because they're younger and they're more athletic than some of the main roster stars. It's insane. Like, it's absurd, dude. Like, the amount of times that Wesley and Kalani Jordan and other people just jumped from the bottom of the rope up to the top rope in just one fell swoop and then jumped off of it and then jumped back on with all the stamina. Great job, man. The selling was good in this. And at the end of it, Wesley lost. But at the end of the day, I don't really care. The entertainment, the match quality was there and all the moves landed. They were creative. Very good match. And then next was Kalani Jordan versus Wendy Choo. And when Wendy Choo showed up, I had no idea what I was watching, and I honestly thought it was insane because she looks like a weirdo. I thought she was some Uncle Howdy like wannabe thing, but anyways, whatever that was. The story of this match is Kalani Jordan. I'm going to say something that probably might, if you watch NXT, I guess you know, but I don't watch NXT, so I don't know. I didn't know this. Kalani Jordan is easily one of the most athletic and best talented women's wrestlers inside of the WWE. It's not close. I have not seen a women's match this good in probably a month or two, honestly, because this match wasn't even amazing, to be honest. It wasn't amazing, but it was at least above average. And the moves that Kalani Jordan was doing, jumping from the ground to the top of the rope in one fell swoop like 8 times, the flips from the top rope, she hit a 450 splash. When is the last time I've ever seen a wrestler in general, but a woman's wrestler hitting a 450 splash and actually hitting it perfectly? What? I mean, I think Axiom did it earlier in the show, but either way, this was insane, man. All of her moves, her standing still moves, her airborne moves, her moves just standing still, all of it landed. It was very good. And this inspired me to also talk about the fact that they need to make a women's mid-card championship to showcase off different talent. Just like they're able to use it to showcase different talent like Kalani Jordan in NXT, they could use it in the main roster to show off like a Dakota Kai or, you know, a Io Sky even more, you know, stuff like that. It's very, very simple stuff they can do. And this pay-per-view really reminded me of that, man. NXT was cooking, dog. And Kalani Jordan ended up winning this match, obviously, but she is easily talented enough in terms of in-ring wrestling alone to be on the main roster because she's better than every other main roster women's wrestler right now, except for maybe, Tiffany Stratton, Bianca, Jade, Rhea, and that's pretty much it. I guess if you want to count Charlotte when she's healthy, but she's not even there right now, so yeah, just wanted to get that out of the way, man. And then you had Oba Femi versus Tony D'Angelo. Now, I've heard a lot of things about Oba Femi, but actually watching him in the ring, this dude is definitely a beast. The whole Nigerian nightmare kind of gimmick that he has is very, very good, and it fits the guy, that fits the way he looks, the way he wrestles. Him and Tony D'Angelo wrestled with straight power. Tony D'Angelo's gimmick, too, of being this Italian, boss, brawler fighter from New York kind of thing. Very, very, very good. It works, it fits his character, and it fits the style that he wrestled in the ring. He ended up hurting his ankle at one point in this match, so the fact that they were able, that happened early on too, the fact that they did that and still went on for another like 15 minutes of just straight brawling was very, very good to watch. This match was good, all the different slams, the suplexes, all the different choreography during it, Obafemi going out and beating up some of the family members of Tony D'Angelo, like that was really cool. I just think that from start to finish, this match just delivered, man. You have a guy who's injured and he's fighting up against a Nigerian Nightmare, and he's able to pick up Obafemi multiple times and throw him across the ring. That's impressive. I mean, it was awesome. I don't know what else to call about it, man. This match was good. In the second to last match, and what was the worst match of the night, in my personal opinion, we had Jada Parker versus Roxanne Perez. Now, I had heard a lot about Roxanne Perez and how amazing she is, and she's the next big woman star, and all this other stuff. No, she's not. She's a 5-foot jobber who honestly wasn't even that good in this match. You could even make a case that she was mediocre / below mid inside of this match. Jada Parker, however, did a phenomenal job in this match. Well, maybe not phenomenal, that's pushing it, but she did a really good job. And the whole GTA text they have for her too, the whole gimmick of her being like this, like, you know, like this cool kid kind of thing, like it was very, very interesting. I never thought I would be seeing GTA font inside of a WWE PLE, but you know, here we are. She did a very good job. She has a unique move set, and she's able to do power moves as well. And I just think that in terms of the stuff that she's capable of doing, it's far better than what Roxanne was capable of doing. And that's why this match kind of fell short. Crowd was somewhat into it, somewhat not into it at the same time. And, you know, honestly, it just didn't deliver for me. This is the worst match of the night. I would go as far as to say this match was not good. It wasn't even average. I mean, I don't know, man. It's around average, below average, somewhere in that range. Carried by Jada Parker, and Roxanne Perez so far from what I've seen is mid. And then we ended off with I Believe in Joe Hendry. And the camera just zooms it all up in his face. Like, this was shocking to me. I'm not saying this match was a masterpiece, because it obviously wasn't. It wasn't even anything above like good / great tier. But goodness gracious, I thought that Joe Hendry's gimmick was dumb. And I thought it was the most overrated thing I've ever heard of or seen. But him versus All Ego Ethan Page was a very, very good match. This match had good storytelling moments, with Trick Williams sliding up in the ring as a special guest referee to stop the other ref from counting to 3 and giving Ethan the win. You also had the stuff where Ethan Page hit that nasty, like, high cross looking move at the end. You had the move where Joe Hendry basically, like, threw himself over the top rope onto Ethan Page. And this was all done in like 15-20 minutes. It didn't drag on, it didn't overstay its welcome, and it had good moves to keep you engaged throughout. And the character moments from Joe Hendry, he does a move, looks at the crowd, does the wave and stuff like that, the bump, camera zooms in on his face. It was honestly very good, okay? This is a very good main event, and it leaves a good taste in your mouth. You end the show, you're like, wow, I just watched a good main event. The first 2 or 3 matches were also awesome. Like, the 4th match was very solid too, and then the 5th match was kind of mid, but this match was good. This PLE from start to finish, the story moments, the fact that characters are able to work within their gimmick while also putting on a great match is something that we barely see on the main roster, dude. There's only a few people who can actually do that, like, your Seth Rollins, Roman, a couple others, but it's not the same, man. These people are doing it at such a young age, like in their 20s. You also have Javon Evans as well, who's, I saw a Fatal 4-Way he did earlier this year where it was like him, Trick, I forget the other dude's name, and then it was Ethan Page. And that Fatal 4-Way was amazing, man. To see him just do this backstage video, he was honest, he was being realistic. I was able to relate to him, because I was like, I grew up on Jeff Hardy. I grew up thinking wrestling was cool. Like, everything he was saying was just very relatable, man. And overall, you look at this pay-per-view from top to bottom, the matches were good, the story moments were good, the characters and their gimmicks I thought were interesting, and most importantly, this was a breath of fresh air compared to the trash that I see weekly on Raw and SmackDown, and the trash I saw yesterday at Bash in Berlin. This PLE was a banger. Like, dead serious, this was a banger. It's one of the best PLEs of the year, I'd say. It's probably the 4th best PLE of the year. I mean, Mania's number 1, SummerSlam's number 2, and I think, honestly, man, the Saudi Arabia King and Queen of the Ring PLE was decent, but, like, Backlash was also decent. But I'm putting No Mercy at either 3rd or 4th, man. But yeah, NXT No Mercy, easily one of the best and one of my favorite PLEs of the year so far. Let me know what you thought about it again. If you saw it in the comment section below, let me know what your thoughts were on the PLE. And as always, I hope you guys have a phenomenal day. I will not be watching NXT week to week on television. That is not happening. However, I will be watching the PLEs from now on, and I guess I'll keep up with the YouTube segments and see what happened, on the rundown of each week's show. So I guess so. I mean, do I want to do that? I don't know. All I can say is No Mercy was a banger, and I believe in Joe Hendry as the camera zooms in on his face. Anyways, man, hope you have a great day. Peace out.